Also, from this afternoon's press conference, the Prime Minister announced he will be asking grocery companies to come up with a plan by Thanksgiving to stabilize food prices in this country. For reaction, let's bring in Sylvain Charlebois, director of the Agri-Food Analytics Lab at Dalhousie University. Sylvain, thanks so much for jumping on with us. What did you make of this announcement that they're calling the heads of the grocery stores back to Ottawa, not just to talk about these prices that people are seeing, but to bring them a plan?
I'm not entirely surprised. I mean, giving what polls are telling us, a populist government will do populist things, and the one thing that concerns a lot of people right now is prices at the grocery store, along with shelter, and you just spoke about that earlier. Everyone's concerned about food inflation, despite the fact that Canada still has one of the lowest food inflation rates amongst G7 countries. It is really a low-hanging political fruit for the Liberals to go after CEOs right now, because let's face it, when we look at our numbers, not a whole lot of people actually trust food companies right now, so it's a really easy target.
Do you think that there is some version of a plan that the grocers could present to the government for stabilizing prices?
My guess right now is that the minister or the government is inspired by what's going on in France. As you may very well know, just a few weeks ago, France decided to ask CPG companies, along with grocers, to freeze prices for 5,000 different products. 5,000, that's a quarter of what people buy in the country. So I think that's really what's motivating, inspiring the government right now. They're looking at doing something similar. I don't know exactly what they have in mind yet, but my guess is that whatever they're trying to do may actually discourage investment in our country. We've seen just recently Nestle exit Canada. We heard about Kleenex. This is not really a signal you want to send if you want more competition and more investment into the country.
And more competition tends to come with lower prices too, because you want to fight for people's business.
But if you want more competition, you need more players, and more players who think they can make money. If you have a government putting brakes on food prices, guess what's going to happen? Companies will flee. That's what happens in other countries.
Yeah, it does seem like interesting timing, too. One of the reporters was asking, food prices, they've been going up for many months now. And now we're kind of at this period where we're trying to see the light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to inflation. Rising food costs are still an issue. But, do you think maybe it's a little bit late when it comes to what people have been experiencing on food prices in any case?
I think you bring up a good point, because when you look at what's going on with food inflation, the food inflation rate is dropping. We're expecting the food inflation rate to end anywhere between 5 to 7% by December, which is exactly what we forecast in December last year with Canada's food price report. We are expecting the gap between inflation and food inflation to narrow and be at zero at around April or May of 2024. So things are going in the right direction. My concern here is that you're basically going to try to score political points, but you are going to hurt not only grocers, but what's going to happen if Loblaws is forced to bring down prices? It's going to turn around and put more pressure on processors, family businesses, farmers who do deal with grocers. So you have to think about the entire supply chain here.